Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the debate of the week. You know it. You love it. It's been a while, and I'm showing it. That just didn't rhyme very well, but you get my point. My debate of the week is about who could be managers right now, and is it time for them? Now, we got three managers currently in the WWE. We got Lana, we got Zed, he was not there because of what he got in SummerSlam, and you got Paul Heyman. We don't see Xavier Woods, who could have became the manager of the New Nation, but the WWE decided to not pull the trigger on that like idiots. They had something special and they let that damn thing go, which was stupid. But we got what we got. We only got three managers and one of them was not there. Now my feeling is that we could have managers right now. And I'm going to go through the people I believe could be credible as a manager. You tell me below if I am on a good track with it, and who you would like also to be good managers. Who can make the person they're with really get credibility, to get over and get themselves over along with it. Because if they can't, the person that is their manage won't get over if they can't be over as well. The first person I want to talk about is Ric Flair. Now he was on Raw. He was in front of Dolph and what was The Miz wearing? I agree with Michael Cole, and I don't agree with him at all. He looks stupid in white. He's not the type to carry white. He's not pure as driven snow. And we know that to be certain. But you get my point. Ric Flair did a decent job with a Miz. He gave him his move, which a lot of people believe that should never been given. It should have been given either to CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. It's debatable. I mean, they really didn't need it at the time. It wouldn't have given them that much more credibility than what they had. Being with a Ric Flair would have been better for them than getting the move from the Ric Flair, from the Nate himself. But at this time, would Ric Flair be good enough, still over enough, to be a manager for someone who could get over as well? I believe so. The person that would be best for him to manage is a question mark. You could say Dolph Ziggler, and I know a lot of people are going to say, why Dolph? He's not worth it. As I said before, Dolph Ziggler would be good as a main event jobber. We need those in the main event. All the jobbers are in the undercard. All of them. Let's be honest here. There are no jobbers in the mid-card. They're all in the undercard. That almost includes The Miz himself. So we need someone in the main title scene who could be a jobber but could still be considered a credible threat. That's the purpose I believe Dolph Ziggler should hold. Look, you could say a lot about the Brooklyn Brawler. I love Steve Lombardi. He did a great job as Kenchi when he was working with, I'm not even going to say it, you know my point. But the point is, the Brooklyn Brawler was a good character that could work most of the time in the mid-card and then go into the main event periodically to help out, to supplement when they didn't have enough people to go over for the heel or the faces. And then go back in the mid-card. We don't have that anymore. We don't have a mid-card where people can jump back and forth and they can stay credible. We either going to have people in the undercard or in the main event. So right now we need someone in the main event. And a Dolph would be a good, credible jobber. Someone who could actually win matches. Someone once in a very long while become a transitional champion. That's what they are. Transitional champions are people who are mostly jobbers, who are given the chance to become champions to help build up people who will become more credible heels and faces. That's what they're mainly used for. So I believe that he would be a good match for him. They both dye their hair blonde anyway. Well, the Nate doesn't do it anymore because he's white-haired as it is, but he dyed his hair blonde, just like a Dolph did. And I'm not saying Dolph is the greatest person the Nate could be with, but at this moment in time, why not create a jobber that we could use that can get people over? That's just my thought. The next person should be Booker T. Now, Booker T has not been seen for quite a while, and his wife, Shamel, was his manager, his actual wife. Now, I really believe that Booker T could really do something good for a Biggie Langston, for a Kofi Kingston, definitely Kofi. Not just because they have the cornrows and the braids in their hair, no. Kofi needs someone that he can play off of, someone that really could get him somewhere. And I believe Booker T would be the best person for him. Not R-Truth. R-Truth is lost. We lost R-Truth a long time ago. Booker T could have worked with him, but we lost him. So I really believe that with Kofi Kingston working with a Booker T could say, you know, sucker, my boy here, my boy Kofi Kingston is going to kick your ass. You're going to see this man go to the top. And can you dig that, sucker? Sorry, it's not good with my voice being allergy driven, so it sounds a little messed up. But you get my point. Booker T can get a Kofi Kingston over. He can get himself over. Physically, he's still in good shape that if he needs to get in the ring and go, once in a while, he can actually go. And when Kofi's over enough that he can get into the main title scene, if he has to have a match with a Booker T, I believe they can get away with it. But, as you know, this ain't going to happen because they fucked over Booker T and they fucked over Kofi. They're both black, they can fuck them over, that's what we're dealing with. But if we didn't worry about that, really, Booker T would really help Kofi immensely well. Next, the almighty Hulkster. Ow, fuck me, that hurts. But you get my point. Hulk Hogan, I'm a real American himself. This would be kind of a hard pick. I would think Roman Reigns would be a good fit for him because even though Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, might actually be the best fit for a Roman Reigns if he turns heel. People love him as a face. But when Roman has to turn heel, Hollywood Hulk Hogan might be the best fit for him. Because when Roman Reigns was in the Shield, when he was just a badass, he said, believe in me. Believe in the Shield. I am going to destroy you. I go by instinct. Hollywood Hulk Hogan could hone that instinct and build him into the new Wrestle Order or something like that. Someone that would be the future. The ultimate future of wrestling. Let Hulk Hogan turn to Hollywood Hulk Hogan and he will get him over. I could actually say The Rock might be a better fit for Roman Reigns because that is his cousin. But we know The Rock is not going to be there long enough. And I'm not saying Hulk Hogan would either, but I think Hulk Hogan would be a better fit than maybe Hollywood, the Hollywood Rock. That's just me. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ooh, that's a hard one. Stone Cold as a heel and face was just a total badass. If CM Punk was in the company, he would be better as his opponent than someone that would work with him. But I think someone who really could get the most benefit from a Steve Austin would have to be someone that doesn't conform to the regular rules. Could be highly sadistic, highly destructive. That would be Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, the best thing about that, and I know you're saying, are you kidding me? Randy Orton working and having a Steve Austin as his handler? Are you serious? Steve Austin doesn't even need to deal with a Randall Keith Orton. Randy Keith Orton is basically Roboto. I am Randy Keith Orton, and I am the Legend Killer. Monotone voice, actions and attitude. The only time he was really good was the Legend Killer Randy Orton. But that's the point. He is very monotone, very straight, very narrow. Give him to Steve Austin to loosen him up in a way that he's never been seen before. As an extremely sadistic and destructive person, Steve Austin can guide him to being the way that he feels that can be the most beneficial to destroy anything, to control anyone, to manipulate anyone, because you know Steve knows how to do it best. I really believe that he could be the best handler for him because he would be the one that would not bring the worst out of Randall Keith Orton, but to bring the most focus out of Randall Keith Orton. I'm saying Orton. Orton. Sorry about that. But you get my point. The last person that I believe should become a manager is The Undertaker. Now you guys know how I feel about Bray Wyatt. And this is the reason why I would love to see Undertaker deal with Bray Wyatt as his handler. When Bray Wyatt broke out with the Wyatts, it would have been better to have Kane do it. And I could say Kane should become a manager as well. And I think I will after I finish this, because I have it actually written down. But essentially, The Undertaker would be the ultimate manager for the best and most unique person. Because when you look at Bray Wyatt, he is just pure electricity. The way he talks, the way he looks, the way he walks, the way he works in the ring, and he works very well in the ring. The way he puts his body on the line is totally unique for a guy of his size and his build. Because he's not a fat guy 100%. He's a chubby guy that knows how to move so quickly in the ring, like an Undertaker. Of course, he doesn't have the same physique that the Undertaker had when he was 28 when he first started. When he first started in WWE. He started much earlier than that. But you get my point. The Undertaker would be the greatest gift to the WWE. We keep talking about the Undertaker giving up his streak to Brock Lesnar. But he did not give his character up to Brock Lesnar. He just gave the streak. To get a true return on the Undertaker, you need to bring someone in that has the characteristics similar to an Undertaker in some respects. This unlike ghost type of feeling or dead type of feeling. Bray gives that. So I really believe that the Undertaker would be perfect for him. Really. And by WrestleMania 31, if he'd already gotten possession of him, he could headline WrestleMania with the Undertaker by his side. I'm talking about Bray Wyatt. Whoever it is. If it's John Cena, if it's Randy Orton, and I know they're stretching and I want to see them go through this again, but with the Undertaker would be understandable. Even with a Daniel Bryan or distant CM Punk if he ever came back, which I know he won't come back. Finally, the person I'll talk about that should be a manager is Kane himself. Now, I've said this a while ago that Kane should be a manager. And he should already. Let's be honest here. He doesn't work well in the ring. His acting has gotten very bad. He has been promoted so horribly. And I still think Kane could be useful. So, like I said a long time ago that the Wyatts should align themselves with Kane, Kane could be aligned with the Wyatts, which is Eric and Luke Harper. Let him become their controller, the animal trainer, the handler of the Wyatts. Because right now they're lost. Bray is not really working with them often. So they have to do what they got to do on their own. If Kane is there, that might give them something more to latch onto. If we still had Paul Bearer, I would say he would be the best person for the Wyatts. Or the best person for Bray Wyatt if it's not The Undertaker. But we don't have Paul anymore. So, in a sense, having Paul's son by storyline wise would make sense. He sees their sadistic, mad attitude like his father did. He could say, I see you like my father saw me. I see you as a freaks of nature that can destroy and become the devil's favorite demons. The demons could actually conquer the WWE and the universe. That could get you somewhere. He's the devil's favorite demon. Say the devil's favorite demons. Say the Horde. You could actually use the Horde, whatever. Why not? If he was working with them. I know he doesn't act very well. And if he has to work in the ring, yeah, you could once in a while get a decent work out of Kane. But in the end, it would help them. And help himself because he's nearing the end of his run. I would like him not to be corporate Kane, but manager Kane. So this is my thoughts on who should be managers and is it roughly the right time. And I hope you enjoyed this debate of the week. Please give me a comment below. Tell me if this is what you think is the best people for managers right now in the WWE. Give me a thumbs up to tell me if I'm doing all right. See ya!